The latest on Mr. Brett Farve, who helped an experimental drug maker get $2 million in welfare money. Experts doubt the drug can even work. Farve promoted the nasal spray, which is designed to quickly treat brain injuries from a concussion, on his podcast, radio interviews, and national television. 4 years ago, he did this, and he successfully lobbied Mississippi state officials, who granted the company $2.1 million in federal welfare money that was intended to help poor families. The payment was illegal, state officials allege in a lawsuit, part of the huge Mississippi welfare misspending scandal, and has tarnished Farve's reputation. But beyond that, it was an investment by the nation's poorest state. Concussions are a huge problem in youth, college, and professional sports. As of today, there is no evidence the experimental drug that Farve promoted does anything to treat them in humans, according to the review. The company that is now trying to bring the drug to the market, Odyssey Health, appears to be on shaky financial ground, according to public findings. The people pretty much said, you're better off buying a lottery ticket. And so I'm just also wondering with this, because this is kind of what happened to Elizabeth Holmes, where she was touting that fake blood test results. It's almost, to me, just as bad. His lawyer did not respond, and he continues to tout the drug. He's still saying it on his podcast as late as August. And he said his role is more to raise awareness, funding, and trying to get this passed and helping people. Yeah. It could take $100 million to even do clinical trials, but the states and the governments, like I said, just with like that Elizabeth Holmes thing, even the FDA had approved her drug, and it wasn't even, legit. Let's hear what Mr. Farve is saying about himself here.
Concussions are going to happen.
Football great Brett Farve appearing with other athletes and the head of a drug company in 2018, promoting a new treatment for concussions.
Hopefully, Prevacus is that treatment that gets into mainstream in the next few years.
And suggesting it reduces the swelling of the brain.
If it can ever get approved and used, I think it'll greatly help long-term health.
Farve was the drug company's biggest outside investor and used his clout to urge Mississippi's then Governor Phil Bryant to spend millions of taxpayer dollars to test the unproven drug. Farve wrote, "It's third and long, and we need you to make it happen." "I will open a hole," Bryant responded, indicating he would assist. A few weeks later, the company, Prevacus, received its first installment of what would be more than $2 million. From an unlikely source, according to court records, the state welfare agency, federal taxpayer dollars intended to lift kids out of poverty, ending up at a Florida-based drug company. Mississippi State Auditor Shad White tracked the funds.
Even if the concussion treatment had been a viable, real treatment for concussions, you still can't spend welfare money intended to benefit the poor on a company like this.
4 years later, the millions in taxpayer dollars are gone. There's still no evidence the drug works in humans, and it's nowhere close to getting approval.
But Farve has continued to promote the drug on Twitter and podcasts, in August describing his role.
My involvement basically was bring awareness, generate some enthusiasm, maybe funding.
This past year, Prevacus entered a joint venture with Odyssey, a healthcare company in Nevada. Wall Street analyst David Maris says that joint venture is on shaky financial ground.
To me, the financials say, look, this is a troubled company. On top of that, they have less than a year's worth of cash. So if you don't have enough cash to pay your bills for this year, how are you going to get a drug to the market?
Based on what you know now, would you invest your own money in this drug?
No. In fact, you're better off buying a lottery ticket.
The state of Mississippi is now suing Prevacus and its CEO as part of a broader civil action against Farve and others to recover misused welfare funds. Farve and the Prevacus CEO deny wrongdoing and say they didn't know the $2 million came from welfare. Earlier this month, Farve released a new message to fans regarding the recent allegations.
Trust me, the truth will come out in time.
5 people have pleaded guilty in the broader welfare fraud scandal, including 2 key figures involved in handing out the money who have agreed to cooperate in an ongoing FBI investigation. There still is no indication Farve will face charges.
Will Farve face charges?